Thank you very much. This next tune, I came up with combining a couple of ideas that I've had recurring for years. When I first moved from Michigan to California, I noticed a similarity, and that came from the fact that when I was in Michigan, I used to listen to Canadian radio stations when I was far, far away from home. Like up in Canada, I would listen to these Canadian radio stations emanating from Windsor, Ontario, which was right across the river from Detroit. But I'd be hundreds of miles up in the bush and could still bring in these radio stations. That's because they're not regulated like ours are. They don't have a Federal Communications Commission that governs such things. Then when I came here to California, I noticed that the Mexican radio stations were much the same in as much as they weren't regulated either, and I'd be trying to dial in my favorite local station, and a mariachi band would come crowding in through my speakers, and not that I got anything against mariachi bands, I love them, but that wasn't what I wanted to listen to at the time. So powerful radio stations had an influence in my early days. Then, as I started going down a more spiritual path in my life, I came up with the idea that every one of us has a radio station within us. And that radio station plays 24/7, 365. And it's broadcasting a program or programming that is specifically designed for each one of us individually. It's more kind of like Pandora. You guys know about Pandora these days? It's very much the same thing. And that radio station sometimes is easy to listen to, but a lot of the times there's other radio stations crowding in and blotting out the signal, and we don't listen to it. And I believe that those times when things go best for us are those times when we manage to tune that radio station in. And so I put those two ideas together and came up with this song. It's called Soul Radio. I had my ears tuned to the wind since about 1963, when I heard there were some answers blowing there. A whole bunch of burning questions welled up inside of me, but I never heard an answer anywhere. So those questions went unanswered through the laughter and the tears. I figured I'd just solve them on my own. Then one day I heard something that was music to my ears, and the mysteries were solved I should have known. Soul radio coming through the night. Soul radio made everything all right. Soul radio, a still quiet voice. It was a natural choice. Soul radio, I just tuned it in. Soul radio couldn't help but win, with nothing but the truth from the broadcast booth deep inside my soul. Soul radio, let the good times roll. This old world's so full of trouble, sometimes it fills me up with doubt. Some days I feel 100 shades of blue. Don't even want to face the music, so I try to tune it out. When tuning in, that's the thing I ought to do. You see, I learn more when I listen. The more you listen, the more you grow. The more we grow, the more doubt fades away. So when it all gets all too much, it's deep inside I go, where I listen to my heart's disc jockey say. Soul radio for my morning drive. Soul radio bringing me home at 5. Soul radio in the midnight hour, more than 1 billion watts of power. Soul radio, I just turn it up. Soul radio, and it fills my cup. Nothing but the truth from the broadcast booth deep inside my soul. Soul radio, it's the good times roll. It's like a beam from some transmitter at a station on a mountain, across the border with no limit to its power. Soul radio is calling out all day and through the night. It's there to serenade me in my darkest hour. It's gonna serenade me in my darkest hour. Soul radio whispers in my ear. Soul radio, just what I need to hear. Soul radio, commercial free for eternity. Soul radio, I just set my dial. Soul radio, and it makes me smile. Soul radio, coming through the night, making everything alright. Soul radio, ooh, nothing but the truth from the broadcast booth deep inside my soul. Soul radio, let's the good times roll. Soul radio, let the good times roll. Soul radio, listen. Soul radio, no static. Soul radio, it's automatic. Request lines are open. Soul radio, coming through the night, making everything alright. Soul radio, S-O-U-L, soul radio.